And spun down there. Downfield was Bob Stein, the linebacker, number 66, to tackle him. Well, the Jets are trailing by the score of 6-0. They get the football with 9:33 remaining in the half. It's first down at the 36. Buddy's in the backfield. Here comes McCutcheon. Out he goes. No more time remaining. No flags down, so that's it. That's the end of the first half. With the score, the Jets 7 and the Rams 6. 7-6. And I sort of agreed with Charlie Winter about the way he played it, but Wayne wanted him to put the ball up and try to move it, right?
Well, like you say, I really don't care, but I just like to see the game opened up a little bit. That was the purpose of the rule changes that we've talked about all year long. When a coach is conservative, there's nothing you can do about the rule changes. They're 1-5. They're not going anywhere. A 1-point lead is not going to hold up, I don't believe, over the Los Angeles Rams in the second half. They've got one of the best throwers in football, and they should be putting the ball in the air.
You know, they've got a great running game with Bertelsen and McCutcheon and that good offensive line, that veteran offensive line. And the way the Jets were pushed around last week, I thought the same thing would happen here today.
I think that's what we'll see in the second half. The Rams are going to have to come out and play what they call Ram football, and that's just on the ground taking it to the Jets because you can run against them. They're going to have to establish their ground game, and then that'll open it up for Jim Harris.
Meanwhile, we learned a little more about the trade involving John Hadl going from the Rams to Green Bay.
Owner Carol Rosenblum has been silent all week on the trade, and he said he has been because he thinks so highly of John Hadl as a player and as a person, and he felt that anything he said concerning the trade would come out looking bad. I understand that they talked to John Hadl last week. They told him they were going to go with James Harris at quarterback, and Hadl said, I do not want to be a backup quarterback. Thus, the trade was made for him to Green Bay, and what a trade it was, I really feel. You look at it, the fact that they now have 1, 2, and 3 draft choices from Green Bay this year, their first and second draft choices next year, and all really from a guy who would have been the second-string quarterback for the Rams. Now, they also have number 1 picks their own and number 1 pick from Philadelphia that they got from Roman Gabriel. So they've got 3 first-round draft choices this year in the draft, and more than likely, I would believe that they're going to go to the offensive line. Their offensive line is one of the best in pro football, but they're getting a little age on them, as you can see. 58 total years playing experience in that offensive line. Those guys are still good for a couple of years, but I believe that they're going to draft some offensive linemen.
So that's a little of the background on the trade involving John Hadl and the playing of James Harris. We're almost ready to begin the second half with the Jets kicking to the Rams. Over his head and into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. For the Rams, there's a flag on the play. And it's against the Jets with regard to an ineligible receiver downfield. Somebody left before the snap of the ball, but the Rams are going to decline the penalty and take over from the 20. Man illegally downfield on the punt. Well, the Rams had to punt the ball away the last time they had it. Get it again with 10:20 remaining in the third quarter. The call. I think it was the Rams offside.
Well, they're a frustrated football team right now. They have really got themselves in a hole, and they're going to have a long ways to go to come out of it, and they've done it to themselves.
Gant took a wallop on that one. They sort of panicked back here, didn't they?
The way the Rams got to play football. There's the block there. McCutcheon cuts it up inside, and then he just gets what they give him right here. He bounces off, gets to the outside, gets around the pile.
Bill Curry with a good block.
Right, and he outruns Burgess Owens.
McCutcheon, 23 yards for the score. And for points, the Jets are leading 13-12. This gets it down, and it is good. So we've got a 13-13 game. We have 14:52 remaining in the game. A 23-yard jaunt by McCutcheon has tied it up.
It hurt him, no doubt. Stoops played it perfectly, stepped right in, and then took it down. In the end zone, he couldn't go to him, so he went short for Capoletti. Ebersol steps in, number 55 for the Jets with his first interception.
In your future. And by Dutch Masters, the fine cigar made with 4 Latin American tobaccos. The NFL on CBS is produced by CBS Television Sports.